What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are going to talk about Ikaris today. We're doing a character preview for him. Hopefully at some point Scopely decides to release him. He is taking forever to come out. I figured maybe they'd do it right after Cersei came out in the patch, but you know, since this is only a 2-character patch, I mean, we have Dormammu, but we're not going to count him because no one's going to have Dormammu. So I guess they're just going to take their time and release him, and we're going to do a character preview. We're going to talk about T4s, ISO, just go over the character stats and maybe some teams, talk about some teams you could use with him on. And really, this is going to be just kind of character preview for you guys to figure out what to do with him, how to build him up before he gets released out in offers. But if you guys do find this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I do appreciate the subscriptions. It does help drive the algorithm. But yeah, Ikaris, he is part of this Eternals team that we have. We only have 2 right now, Cersei and Ikaris, and both characters work very, very well together. My character preview, or my impressions for Cersei, I said to take your time upgrading her because so much is tied to Ikaris and being there. And the same thing is with Ikaris. Like, if you don't have Cersei, Ikaris kind of falls off in power a little bit. He still has some good stuff here and there, but for the most part, like, there's a lot of synergy between the 2 characters. And really, the main thing for this is going to be on their ultimates, where if both are present, it reduces the speed bar on the enemy team by 25%. Both of their ultimates do that. So you have this really big speed advantage with both characters present, and you know, it gets a 50% speed bar reduction on the enemy team with both there. And yeah, it's just really, really good. But also, this character, it has one of the highest damage stats in the game, and when you take it into Arena or Dark Dimension, he has the #1 damage stat. And we're going to talk about all of that, but yeah, let's start with his passive here. And honestly, we're just going to go over to msf.gg and look at it there. And his passive, if this character's health is full at the start of a match, the first time his character drops below 40% health, clear all negative effects on this character and he'll suffer 60% of this character's max health. Cersei has the same mechanic. On spawn, apply offense up for 2 turns to self and all eternal allies. In Arena or Dark Dimension, offense up for 2 turns to self and all allies. On turn, if not stunned, clear the ability block and 1 random negative effect from the self, Cersei allies, and the most injured ally. On turn, if not stunned, gain defense up for 2 turns and speed up for 2 turns. Then choose a random enemy that has death proof, clear death proof on that enemy, and apply +1 death proof up to a maximum of 5 to self and all eternal allies. That's the same mechanic that Cersei has. She has that same thing with clearing death proof given to herself and eternal allies. On turn, if Cersei is an ally, he'll suffer 15% of this character's max health. Cersei has the same thing, just if Ikaris is an ally. 30% armor for him and Cersei, 50% bonus resistance for him and Cersei, and then 25% bonus damage for him and Cersei in Arena and Dark Dimension. And this is pretty much a mirror of what you have with Cersei. If you look at Cersei's kit, you look at her passive, 30% bonus max health for Cersei and Ikaris, 50% bonus focus, and then 25% boosted damage. So when you're in Arena, you're going to have 50% bonus damage on both Cersei and Ikaris, which is pretty big. But in terms of the T4 here, the T4 is really for the boosted armor and resistance, which is very, very helpful. You know, it gives 10% bonus armor to each of them, and another 25% bonus resistance. I'd go for that T4. It's a very good T4. The passive T4 is very powerful. And then his ultimate, Eternal Assault. This is a 5/5 ability. Attacks all enemies for 400% damage. On kill, repeat this attack. And if Cersei's an ally, flip all positive effects to negative effects on each enemy. 500% bonus focus for this. Attack all enemies for 400% damage and 40% piercing, plus reduce speed bar by 25%. And on kill, attack all enemies for 400% damage plus 40% piercing. So a lot of damage on that. 40% bonus piercing if Cersei is present. Piercing is always pretty good because that ignores armor. And sometimes you're going to run into characters that have a lot of armor. You know, a lot of your Infinity Watch, they have like defense up, which doesn't negate the piercing damage, but they do get bonus armor as well. They have some solid armor stats. So that piercing is going to be very helpful for that. And in terms of the T4, it is flipping 3 positive effects to all negative effects, or flipping 3 positive effects up to flipping all positive effects, and does a little bit more damage, about 100% bonus damage on that ultimate as well. I'd say this is a pretty good T4 to go for as well. Definitely one I highly recommend. Then his special is Superior Blast, attacks the primary target for 420% damage and clears death proof. 5,000% bonus extra focus for this attack. attack all adjacent targets for 390% damage. On target block, bonus attack the primary target and adjacent target for 290% piercing. Maximum of 2 bonus attacks. Apply 2 death proof to this character and a random Cersei ally. Gain an assist from a random Cersei ally and an assist from another random ally. So this one again, plenty of damage, but also getting bonus focus for these attacks. 500% bonus focus for clearing all negative effects on each enemy, and then up here 5,000% bonus focus for clearing the death proof. So focus is not going to be really an issue for him. We're talking about his focus stat here in a minute. We go over the stat breakdown, but yeah, focus is not going to be a big problem for him. But this damage does look pretty good so far. The maximum of 2 bonus attacks, and if someone blocks, he bonus attacks again. So if you're going to be fighting against someone who has got a lot of deflects, like in war, you'll fight a lot of teams that have boost on them. This will get some nice bonus attacks on it, which is always very nice. And clearing that death proof is very good too. I feel like this is going to be a built-in Heroes for Hire counter. We'll do some testing on it once Ikaris comes out. But yeah, that clearing the death proof and then doing bonus attacks on blocks, yeah, that feels like something tuned for Heroes for Hire, and we'll see. Now, in terms of the T4 here, the T4 does a lot of bonus damage, and it also goes from a 50% chance to gain an assist from a random ally up to 100% chance to gain an assist from a random ally. So again, a very worthwhile T4. This is another one I'd recommend. And then his basic: attack the primary target for 280% piercing. If Cersei is an ally, bonus attack 2 more times for 200% piercing. If an ally Cersei is 50% max health or greater, apply offense up for 2 turns to that Cersei. If an ally Cersei is below 50% max health, apply 2 regen to that Cersei. Applies assist now to 1 random Cersei ally, and when forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to eternal characters. Now we saw this as well with Cersei, the less damage to eternal characters, and that's something we started seeing with Shadowland, where Shadowland dealt 20% damage to Shadowland allies, and that's the same thing here. And up here in the assist and counter information, you can see that damage. But yeah, that's pretty good. Cersei present, bonus attacking 2 more times for piercing damage. Pretty good. If that T4 goes additional bonus attack and applies assist now to this is a weird one. To one random. I'm gonna look that up. What is up with that T4 information there? Yeah, okay, so that's something weird. It just says bonus damage on the primary target if Cersei is an ally, bonus attack 2 times. That's still going to be a worthwhile T4. This is definitely a character I think you're going to drop all the T4s on, just because that's just really good. Another bonus attack for 200% piercing. So ignore this part about applying assist now to a random Cersei ally. It's just more damage on him. And also you can see up here in the assist and counter info, assist encounters, he deals straight piercing damage and 56% piercing damage to eternal characters. So it cuts the damage by about 25%, which is not bad. But yeah, I mean, you can see this guy is all about damage. And when I first looked at him in terms of Cersei, I had thought about putting Skirmisher on Ikaris because of the fact that he goes just faster than Cersei. And then Cersei's bonus ISO attack here does some pretty good stuff about flipping 2 random positive effects to negative effects on the primary target. So I was originally thinking about doing Skirmisher on Ikaris and then putting Striker on Cersei. And you can see on Cersei, I've got 2.3 Striker on her. And I figured that was going to be the best way to go about this. But, think about some more, and the fact that Ikaris is constantly calling Cersei to assist, I'm kind of going to flip that. I think I'm going to flip that. And we'll do some testing on this. The thing is, the fact that if Ikaris wasn't slightly faster, you see he's got 126 speed, and Cersei has 125 speed. And I think if it wasn't for that, I think I would definitely have gone Skirmisher on Cersei and Striker on Ikaris. And I was just kind of thinking, Ikaris goes off on his abilities, like this here, and let's say he hits someone down below half health, and that triggers passive. You see a lot of that now with characters. They fall below half health, they trigger something in their passives that give them buffs, like defense up for Heroes for Hire, a lot of death proof and deflect and stuff for Weapon X. So I was figuring, Ikaris drops them below half health, he puts vulnerable on somebody, triggers those buffs, and then Cersei goes right after and then triggers her ISO attack and then flips those positive effects to negative effects. That was always my line of thinking, but seeing how much damage Ikaris does, I think I may flip that, or I may just go striker on both. I'm thinking about it, but I'm definitely really set on striker for Ikaris at this point, just because of how much damage he does. And we'll get to that stat breakdown here in a minute, but yeah, I mean, this guy, what else do you need to say? Piercing damage everywhere, flipping positives into negatives. Cersei has the ability to flip negative effects on your team into positive effects. She does a lot of barrier, but yeah, these two characters, they're definitely going to be a killer dynamic duo in Arena. And then we might as well go ahead and go for it. Let's talk about the character stats here. And we're going to start with damage. Now, Ikaris is sitting right here, tied with characters like Dagger, Lady Deathstrike, and Wolverine in terms of damage, right here at number 11. Now, that's not bad. However, just remember, in Arena and Dark Dimension, he is going to get a 50% damage boost, which means that this is going to be sitting upwards of 60,000. Now, granted, this is 7 red, 7 yellow, tier 16, level 85, but this going up to 60,000 is absolutely insane. That puts him up here above Falavel. Now, Falavel has the best damage, and she has a passive that boosts her damage by 30%. So it's going to go above this. I talked about previously Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi in War, he's going to get another 20% boosted damage because of the charge. So that would take him up here underneath Falavel. Ikaris in Arena and Dark Dimension is going to be way above Falavel's damage at 60,000. That's incredible. So this is definitely a character you're going to want to build high red stars as well because of that damage stat. But also, let's talk about some of these other things. If you look at armor, and I'll find him on here. Yeah, right there. Number 4 on armor. That's with his passive already boosting his armor, so that's not bad. And then talking about focus, this is one from before. Let me just finish typing out his name here. If I could spell it correctly. Ikaris is down here in focus, but remember, he gets a huge boost in focus because of his abilities. Like, his ultimate gets 500% bonus focus, his special gets 5,000% bonus focus. So really, this focus stat doesn't really matter that much. He gets so much focus, you don't really need to worry about that. And that was another thing too, was like, if he didn't get that focus stat, that focus boost in his abilities, then Skirmisher would probably be very good on him, especially for that flipping positive effects into negative effects, because it does require a focus and resistance check. And when he's like the lower half in terms of focus, yeah, that may be a reason to go for Skirmisher on him. But because of that boost in focus, not really a big deal here. And then in terms of resistance, number 7 here in resistance. And remember, he is also going to boost the resistance on Cersei by 30%. I believe 30%. And Cersei is right down here at number 12. So she's going to go up quite a bit about here. Juggernaut and Silver Samurai levels of resistance with that. In terms of armor, Cersei is... Let me see if I can find her. Cersei is down here at 44 with armor, but that's going to go way up as well. She gets a 30% boost in armor. So that's going to take her up here into like the top 20 possibly in terms of armor. So yeah, we're talking some pretty significant stat boosts between the two characters. And then finally, let's talk health. Cersei is number 4 here in terms of health, and Ikaris is right here at 13. So he's going to get a 50% boost in his max health from Cersei's passive. That's going to put him up here with Omega Red in terms of health. Just, yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? Like the fact that he's going to have so much health. And this is where I think using them as a counter to Heroes for Hire could be interesting. I've got to find it here. Like, right here. So, Misty puts ability block on the highest health character, and that's been a problem with Weapon X. And Ikaris is going to have higher health than Cersei, but he's going to automatically clear that ability block on that first turn. So, you know, this is pretty cool. And then you have like the heal block and everything else as well. Like he's gonna clear the ability block. He's gonna clear the heal block from them as well, because that's just what his passive does. So this is really, really crazy. Just the damage, like the fact that they can counter Heroes for Hire pretty easily in terms of that with their passives. We're gonna see what we can do with Heroes for Hire, with them against Heroes for Hire. I have a pretty good feeling about it. We'll see. But yeah, in terms of stats, like both Cersei and Ikaris are just absolutely incredible in stats. And this is why I've been really focusing on building up Cersei. because these two characters, they're going to be part of the arena meta. They're very good counters to Infinity Watch. At least Cersei is pretty solid against Infinity Watch so far. I feel once Ikaris comes in, it's going to just elevate their power so much. But let's talk some teams real quick, and then we'll wrap up this video. I'm not going to talk about all the team ideas that I have because I want to keep some secrets. But like the most obvious one that I think a lot of people are going to be trying is going to be trying New Warriors and Cersei and Ikaris. New Warriors plus Eternals, I think that's going to be an easy go-to team. You know, they're all hero mystic characters. They may even work pretty well in raids, we'll see, because Deathpool is going to constantly fuel ability energy between them. But if they're going to be, I don't know if they're going to be better than like Doom or Silver Surfer. We'll see. But yeah, these three plus Cersei and Ikaris. Now, you could also throw Loki in because Loki does boost speed bar on Mystic controllers. And Cersei is a Mystic controller. So she'll get a 10% speed bar boost at the start of the fight. That will allow her to go faster than Ikaris, which means that now that Skirmisher Striker combo has a new dynamic to it. We'll see. But yeah, like Cloak, Dagger, Cersei, Ikaris, Loki could be an interesting combination. Some kind of weird combination with that. We'll see. And then I'm kind of curious, like, I'm trying to think where else we could really see a use for them on. I mean, they're kind of on their own. They really plug in with each other. They don't require synergy with other characters. They don't boost synergy with other characters. They do call assists from allies. So if you've got a team that's really built on assists, you could probably throw them in there with them. But I think these two characters on their own, they're going to be good plug and play into any team, and we'll see how things go. I mean, I don't know when Scopely is going to release Ikaris. Like, they're just kind of blue balling us at this point with Ikaris, but please, Scopely, just release him so we can do testing and have fun with videos on him. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I have no doubt that Ikaris is going to be a fantastic character. But let me know down below what you guys think of Ikaris. If you guys have any questions or comments about Ikaris, let me know down below. But as always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.